This is the sixth and final video in my mini professional development series about taking a strategic approach to technology integration. I just want to take a moment to thank everybody who's watched the previous videos in this series, as well as everyone who's left a thoughtful comment or asked an insightful question. It's so clear to me that this community really cares about learning how to leverage technology to provide students with the best education possible. I am also really excited to announce that registration is going to be opening soon for my 21st Century Classroom online course. And I just wanted to take a quick moment to shoot a quick video to answer some of the questions that have been coming up in our community about the course. Even if you're not interested in taking the course, I sincerely hope that I was able to provide you with some tangible ideas in the previous videos for how you can more strategically and meaningfully use technology with your students. So just a quick recap of what I covered in those videos. In the first video, I argued the urgency of coming up with a strategic technology integration plan to make sure that we meet this historic moment and continue to provide students with a high quality education. And I know that that conversation often gets framed in the context of remote teaching, but something I want to be very clear and transparent about is that literally every single thing I show in all of my videos on this channel are activities that I do with my students in person as well. So really the point here is that strategically integrating technology is actually just going to help us become better teachers in general. And it's also going to support our students to build relevant skills that they'll need in order to be successful in our world. And I also argued that the first step in making a strategic technology integration plan is to identify the goals that we want to achieve when using technology. After looking at goals, I showed you a way that you can strategically sequence your lessons. So really what I was trying to show here is that it's not about just teaching technology in isolation or just randomly picking tools. It's really about using technology strategically to augment our teaching, as well as reimagine what's possible in our classrooms. And then for the fourth video, I spent a lot of time and continually went back to the drawing board in order to come up with a clear, understandable blueprint for how we could strategically integrate technology into our curriculums. And in the previous video, I shared my background as an educator and explained how I went from knowing pretty much nothing about education technology and even being kind of openly antagonistic to it to fully integrating it into my curriculum. So I do want to jump in now and talk a little bit more about the course for those who are interested. First, I want to be clear that this is not going to be a bunch of abstract theory, but rather a field guide for how to take a step-by-step methodical approach to technology integration. You're going to have access to a ton of different tutorials, lesson plan ideas, graphic organizers, and you'll also be part of a community that's going to be sharing ideas and resources together as we go along the process. I've literally poured every single thing that I know about technology integration into this course, and all the content is also as fresh and updated as it can possibly be. So just to give you an example of what I mean by that, in one of the sections, there's going to be material about how to integrate tech-infused instructional practices like flipping your classroom, creating hyperdocs, and making menu boards. And then there will also be more advanced techniques for those who are interested and ready, such as making your own instructional videos and even starting a teacher YouTube channel. So I'm really trying to cover the full gamut here. And that actually comes to my first question that I've been getting a lot, and that's whether or not the course is more appropriate for beginners or more advanced education technology users. So like I was trying to illustrate with that point, I'm really trying to design this curriculum to have something for everybody and to be something that you can continually return back to as you build your skills. And if you're completely on the beginner end, I also make sure not to make any assumptions about what you know or don't know and walk you step by step through everything that you would need to do. Another question I've been getting is whether or not the course is more appropriate for one grade level or another. I've supported teachers in all grade levels with technology integration, and I've even given webinars for college professors. Regardless of the grade you teach, the foundational principles of the strategy will remain pretty similar. But that's not to say that there won't also be some grade-specific content. So for example, in the first section, we're going to go over some different community building activities that you could do with technology. And some of those activities will be more appropriate for younger students, whereas others would be more appropriate for older students. So any teacher at any grade level and any content area for that matter too, can definitely get a lot out of the course. Another question that's come up is whether or not you need to be a Google Classroom user to be in the course. As you know, I do have a lot of Google Classroom tutorials and I do really like the program. But if you're a Schoology user or a Canvas user, those are really great programs as well that actually have more functionality than Google Classroom. And so using those learning management systems is definitely not going to be a barrier in any way to learning about all the material in this course. And then lastly, of course, I've been getting a lot of questions about how much the class is going to cost. I have made that announcement if you're on my early bird waitlist, but if you aren't on the waitlist, I can tell you now that the cost of the 8-week course is going to be $249. And just so you know, there will also be a monthly payment plan if you do prefer that option. In addition to the 8-week course, there's also going to be some free bonuses that I'm going to announce the day that registration goes up. So look out for those. I'm really excited about them. So for those who are interested in taking the course, I just want to make sure you know exactly what to do to secure your spot. At the time I'm filming this video, I'm completely blown away that there's already over 2,200 people or so on the wait list, but it is really important to me that people have a top-notch experience in the course. So I am still going to cap registration at 250 seats. So if you are interested in securing a spot, I definitely recommend that you get your name on the early bird list. There's still a little bit of time to do that. I've been sending instructions and specifics to that email list. And if you're on the list, you'll be getting a special registration link before the general public. And then the day after the early bird registration, if there are still spots available, I'll make that announcement and post it across my social media accounts to give you a link that you could click through to register for the course. So I hope I was able to address any questions or concerns that you might have had about the course, and you can definitely still reach out to me. The best way to get a hold of me is at newedtechclassroom@gmail.com, and I'm more than happy to answer your question. So that's all from me now, and I sincerely hope that in this mini professional development series, I was able to give you some tangible tips and strategies that you can take and use with your students in order to use technology just a little bit more strategically and meaningfully with your students. And for those who are planning to register for the course, I'm really excited to hit the ground running soon so that we can work together to build our strategically tech-infused curriculums. It's going to be awesome.